Likewise, he has worked as a contractor on over 250 plus projects totaling over 3,300,000 square meters built. He has achieved several academic titles and has gotten certifications from Harvard, Wharton, and other business schools. He's also a steering member of our ICPMA, and welcome, Danielle.
Do you know that people are more afraid of public speaking than to die? Basically, so just to let you know, I'm terrified of looking at all of you. Yeah, the last speech I gave in English was about 15 years ago, so if you don't understand something I say, please pretend you do. That's all right. So, guess what? I am too going to speak about IPD, which everybody has done it, but I really believe I'm bringing you a different approach, more of a people skills approach, and I hope you really like it. I didn't bring up project per se. What I brought was technical presentations. So here's the thing. Okay, this is our index that we should be talking about. Basically, as you can imagine, construction is a big problem that we have been discussing. Because the construction inefficiency costs the world about 1.6 trillion per year. And it's the most delayed industry there is since the 1960s. Here's a chart from the labor index in the United States. According to this, since 1960, construction hasn't grown in productivity at all. All other industries have gone up, and we are remaining the same unproductive kind of handcraft and business. I don't necessarily agree with this chart because, as I said, construction is not an industrialized task. Each project is an individual project that we develop separately. It's not a serious production. But we do have a delayed and inefficient problem, which is why we're here. I brought some bad projects example. The three-force dam in China, it was supposed to cost, I don't know how much initially, but it costed $37 billion, which was 4 times more than what they expected. The new Bay Bridge in the San Francisco area, the initial budget was $250 US, it cost them 6.5 billion. A German example, which you should be aware of, I guess. This airport is still having major issues. And I'm glad my colleague that spoke earlier brought the Lituano example from Colombia. Our government made sure we really messed it up with the project. Whether or not the dam can operate now is still being debated in Congress, because it's a really environmental harm at this point. So, when construction professionals were asked in this book called Construction is Broken, what were the causes of this inefficiency? 57 of them claimed that part of the problem was that we were still doing design with build scenarios, that some other industries were good at combining the design and production processes of the projects. And the fact that we were still doing all the designs first and then contracting a third party to develop them was probably what we're delaying construction in regard to technology adoption and being able to be efficient. Then also 43% of them said that also the fact that we always try to benefit the lowest bidder first, and that's also the reason why technology is not being developed and is not being embraced because it costs. And what I said in the last sentence basically, and that's what my speech is about basically, is the lack of preparation. That's the third reason I want to talk about why construction is so behind. So since 1993, we started talking about lean construction. Lean construction is basically bringing all the culture and principles from lean manufacturing, from what they developed in Toyota back in the 70s, and bringing those principles and applying them to construction. So it's basically embracing this whole set of tools and approaches to generate value and to reduce waste. So here are the 5 lean principles that embrace and define the whole culture. Basically, is defining what value really is, and you really need to know what we're doing and why is it that you're building a project. And do a map, a value map, a value stream map, to see how are you going to approach the development. Focus on the workflow. You really need to focus on creating a workflow that speeds up the processes and there's no waste side. Establishing a pool system we'll talk about later on, and basically always pursue perfection. So some lean management benefits, as you can imagine, is improving the quality control, reduce waste, enhance efficiency, decrease cost, improve priority, shift management, and adopt and improve culture. So back to IPD, as I said, I'm not going to talk about the contracts part of it, the multi-party issues of it, as you guys were mentioning the days before, in regard of risk and reward sharing and in regard insurance policies. I want to focus on the people aspect of it, which is collaboration, basically bringing multitasking teams and different type of professionals together to the table at the beginning, and especially integrating all the parties that are going to be related in the development, which basically are the owner, the designers, the consultants, the builders. I don't know. This depends. The delivery systems depend. They're different from each country, but it's basically constructing this team from the beginning and being able to see them all together to work since the first stage. Here is a chart that shows a little bit the difference how effort takes place between an IPD project and a traditional project. Of course, it would cost you more first to have all these designs consulting and all these how do you call it, put together all the different systems, but you're able to prevent cost much more before and be able to react later on. You will be able to foresee what's going to happen much earlier. That's kind of the point. So these are the traditional delivery methods that you guys are all used to. Designing and build is what we do for living mostly everywhere. But we have different schemes, and now IPD is becoming a new trend. But unfortunately, as you can see, IPD is being used by less than 1% of the projects that are constructed. This is what you guys mentioned yesterday. We have a multi-parties agreement where there's more than 2 or 3 people signing a contract and sharing risk and rewards. I think we have had enough of this topic, which I'm probably not mentioning much anymore. So this is what I'm talking about. Basically, we need to have a culture of collaboration. Of course, we need a contract structure to put it together. But we need a lean tools operation system that will allow us to really take advantage of the collaborating from the beginning. So, by the show of hands, are you familiar with Agile mindsets and Agile manifesto? Anyone from you? Okay. So, Agile started back in 2001. It comes from the software industry, and basically software developers were upset of how traditional projects were developed and how the project management was established. And they wanted to have a system that will allow them to react to change and to collaborate and to interact with the client in daily basis instead of working separately without continuous feedback. So they came up with this document called the Agile Manifesto, which has these 4 values and there's 12 principles to it. And then later, the Agile term embraced everything that used to be called Lean, Kanban, Kaizen, everything about new technologies and new ways of delivering projects. Now it's been called Agile. So we're going to go through them. Individuals and interactions over processes and tools. Basically, people are more important than anything we're using to work with. What really measures value is that you have a product or a project that works. Basically, regardless how good your documentation is and how good you need everything within your job, at the end of the day, does it work or doesn't? Customer collaboration or contract negotiation. It's basically if I have a continuous feedback and continuous retro information from my client, and I know where I'm going, and they continuously give me feedback, I can assure I'm going to arrive to a correct place. Otherwise, I might spend a lot of time working in what is not needed. And the fourth one is responding to change. Basically. We as project managers, we hate changes. I mean, that's especially last minute changes, and that's. So here the thing is, since I'm working with the client since the beginning, I should be able to react to change in a proper manner, and we all need to be able to adapt fast enough. So this is what traditional project management looks like, a waterfall scheme where you have all your tasks, schedules, and everything mapped down, and you follow the plan. Of course, for the construction phase, you still need to do this. You still need to do this, and there's no way to do a project without an actual schedule. But on the right side, we have a little bit what the agile process looks like. So I do a little bit by little increments. I show them to my client. I get new feedback, and then I develop from there. It's an incremental process, and nowadays you can mix them both back and forth. You can have parallel teams doing each of them, or you can have doing by stages. Whatever makes sense for the project. There's no correct answer here. So my point is not taking agile tools and using them. It's more being agile. It's embracing a mindset of collaboration, embracing a mindset of really valuing speed, of really being there to overtake the task by yourself. There's a couple of elements from agile mindset that I'd like to mention. One of them is called the servant leadership, which I'm sure you have heard about this concept, and I brought a quote from the Bible. Jesus said, "The greatest among you will be the servant. The greatest for Jesus was about giving. Greatest for Jesus was about giving yourself to others." So basically, the leader is supposed to be the assistant of everyone else. You're there to fix them, to fix the restrictions, impediments, whatever is complicating their life. You are there to make sure you see those problems ahead of time and you're able to take care of them to facilitate their lives, basically. And before that, we used to be what we call the second charge position of command and control. I was having people work for me and expected to do everything and expected to come with the solutions for me. But what I'm proposing here is upside down, basically. I'm the one encouraging them, developing their values, making sure they're allowed to perform and to be the best they can be, basically. T-shaped professional. Construction comes from a background where we all specialize in one matter and that's all we do. This new mentality proposes something different. what's called T-shaped is I'm supposed to have a deep knowledge in a matter, but I'm also supposed to have a wider knowledge of other topics, so that I can serve as a multitasking leader and I can wear different hats within my job. These two I consider to be probably the most important skills that a project management manager should have to be able to collaborate in projects nowadays. So here's an example of the shape is. Okay, back to lean tools. As I said, lean comes from the Toyota days. It's a big trend, it's a big hype. You put the word lean next to something, it looks better. Because there are many tools available that you can apply as a standalone tools or within a collaboration IPD format. There are many things that you can use to take advantage of them. Here are some that I want to show. A product backlog is a tool taken from Scrum. Scrum is a lean methodology, a lean framework, and it's basically making your work visible. You have to, the project manager or the product owner, that's how they call it, you make a list of all the tasks that you're going to be working on, and then you separate them by whatever you're going to be working on the next session, and you put them together, and everybody focuses on just those tasks. That is open to everyone, and they call it visual radiators, basically, where everybody knows what the team is working on. A value stream mapping, as I said on the lean principles, is basically taking down your processes, really analyze them, and understand how they work and how they generate a workflow and how you can optimize it. And most of the time what we do is not always and it's not always for everyone. So really mapping it out and understanding by processes and by phases might make a difference. A Kanban board, this is similar to the product backlog. Basically, it's working, it is living your workflow, everything you need to do, what you're doing and what is done. So what the invitation here is to stop starting things and start finishing things, basically. You have to block the middle column, the process, and you're not supposed to have too many tasks in this column. Let's say we're gonna work on only 5 things at a time, and unless I'm able to move them to the top column, I should not start anything from the left column. Daily standard meeting. This also comes from Scrum, and it's supposed to be a standard meeting because it's supposed to be short. And it's basically like a team accountability, quick meeting to make sure we're on the same page. Every day, doing 50 minutes at the beginning of the morning. Of course, it looks overwhelming. Of course, it might be stupid at first, but once you realize that it's really important to make sure you understand what everyone is thinking and that they understand you, it starts to make a difference. Last planner, people familiar with last planner? Last planner system? No? Basically, this was developed for construction. This is probably a lean construction proprietary system that comes, and it's basically taking your schedule that you built in Microsoft project and having that as your master plan, but don't go far in detail. You take that as a master plan and you get all your group together, all your the job team together, and you do what is called a pool session. And you see all these people standing next to that wall full of sticky notes, and that's basically you do the pool plan is supposed to be backwards instead of forward. A normal schedule is done forward from the day you start to the day you believe you're going to finish. This approach is doing the opposite. Takes the day that you're going to finish and start looking ahead of that. And you will have each subcontractor, each provider that's going to be in place, and you ask them to write in a sticky note. And of course, the columns there are scheduled. You have them write in a sticky note what the tasks that they're going to be making and when are they going to be doing them. And you ask them to play them in that time frame from the end to the understand, to have them themselves, the ones that are doing the jobs, to have them realize who's before them, what restrictions they have, how far ahead they need information. And once you map all your project like this, you start breaking it in phases. You do what is called a look ahead time. Usually, you work. Week one is the current week, and you say you're going to use a 4-week look ahead or 6-week look ahead, and you start analyzing. After you complete the full planning, you go back to your current week and say, okay, week one we're doing this. What are we going to be doing within 6 weeks? What do we need for those activities? What restrictions do I have? Who is the responsible? How are we gonna? And back to the servant leader, project manager has to make sure everything is fixed before they can start with those activities. This may seem stupid too, but once you do a planning session and you hear all your contractors in the room, you hear things that you never expected. It's amazing. And of course, Lean is a big element of IPD and Lean construction because it allows all of us to collaborate and to plan, execute, and operate projects. And of course, it allows everybody to be connected online, to have a collaborative platform to be able to coordinate designs. And that's kind of my point. The way construction is going not to be delayed, to get up to date where industry is now, is of course based on technology, but it's on collaboration. And BIM is not 3D modeling, that's just the beginning of it. The BIM part is much bigger and intends to create an information model and be able to take care of it, to take advantage of it by everybody involved. Other lean tools that are worth mentioning, but I'm not going to talk about them. And bottleneck analysis, just-in-time, Kaizen, root cause analysis, 5Ss, and Muda, which is waste management. So, as a conclusion, construction industry needs to adapt to a new reality. Big teams organized by specialties are no longer the solution. Now the game is to have small, agile teams with interdisciplinary individuals that use lean tools and are capable to react fast to changes. They must be capable of producing incremental results with continuous validation from the client and the stakeholders, while using collaborative project delivery schemes like IPD in a digital environment based on BIM. So this is a nice picture which really illustrates the point. And so again, it's all about collaboration, it's all about team building, it's all about learning as a team, and make sure all your team members are able to perform and arise as good as they can. Other requirements to what I'm exposing is you need an owner that will believe and remain engaged in this whole technique. Otherwise, you're wasting your time. You guys talked a lot about trust and clearness, and that's all part of it. And the owners, especially, they need to have the buying effect of what I said earlier. If they're not really participating and supporting this, it's a waste of time and it's not gonna go forward. Okay, so we have the contract, which we talked before, the working methodology, and the collaborating philosophy, which is what I was trying to present to you guys. Okay, thank you very much.
For somebody who hasn't spoken publicly in 15 years, I think you did a good job.